Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for another episode of my Create This Book series where I am usually always filling out one page in each of my Create This Book 1, 2, and 3. As always, these 3 books were created and written by Mariah Elizabeth, a YouTuber here on YouTube, and you can buy them on Amazon. So starting in my Create This Book 1, I'm working on the Create a Building page, or like plans for a building. I assumed, but I'm not sure, that the original idea was to do like an architect blueprint type thing, but I don't really know how that is done. I'm not an architect person. I don't do math or any realistic shapes and things like that. So instead, I kind of just did like plans for a dream home, if that makes sense. And so the 2 things I most would want in a dream home, if like money and other logistical things aside, are an indoor pool and a library. With an indoor pool, I know it's not like the most useful or the best thing out there, but it's something that I've always loved. I've always preferred swimming in indoor pools, and it's just something that I always dreamed of having if I could just like magically have a magical, perfect dream house without any worries. The second thing is just like a massive library, kind of like in Beauty and the Beast, where in the castle they had that giant library. I love reading, and I tend to buy all of my favorite books. If I read a book and I really like it, I will almost always buy it to keep rereading it. And I have a pretty good amount of books, but I've been trying to stop buying them because I'm running out of space. And so having just a giant library, just a giant room to put all of my books in and to buy more books to put in would be amazing. And so that's what I drew for this page. I guess it's not really plans for a building and more like plans for a dream home, but either way, I'm still happy with how this page turned out. They're really simple drawings. Honestly, all of today's drawings are very simple. But moving on to my Create This Book 2, the page for this one says to create seasonal decor, to decorate this page based on the current season. Now, when I sat down to do this, I was fully convinced that it was already fall or autumn based on like the weather and the temperature and just how it felt and looked outside. But after I had already started drawing the tree and everything, I realized that it is in fact still summer where I live. And so technically I kind of got a little ahead of myself with the seasons, but honestly, I really wanted to draw a giant tree with like all the different colored leaves, and I truly thought it was fall when I started working on it, but I did put like a little blurb, a little mental note on the page to say that it technically wasn't fall. For all of today's pages, really, I used my Crayola twistable colored pencils and crayons. I'm not really sure why. I guess I was just feeling a very playful and low stakes art supply, I guess. They're obviously not the best or highest quality, but honestly the drawings that I was doing weren't for high quality anyway. I was just working on these books, relaxing, taking it easy, which is what I tend to always do with Create This Book. I tried not to stress about it too much because I feel like that takes the fun out of it. But moving on to my Create This Book 3, I am doing the Create a Duo page where it says to draw 2 things or 2 people that go better together. And I honestly had many different ideas for this, but in the end I decided to go with chocolate and strawberries. I love chocolate, I love strawberries, but chocolate covered strawberries is like a perfect duo in my mind. I just love how they taste. I love everything about them. And so I just drew some strawberries covered in chocolate. The markers that I was using weren't really wanting to go on top of the crayon, but I did my best to make it work. And again, another quick and easy, simple page for today. But honestly, I had a lot of fun, like always, just sitting back and relaxing while I worked on these 3 pages of Create This Book. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Bye!